Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Saturday, October 3rd. Looking at the impact map, nothing significant of impact today, just another high-pressure day with warm, dry conditions. That warmth and dryness continues the next 2 days, but we do start to see increasing winds coming in off the Sierra front on Sunday, and a bit larger wind system with a frontal system brushing the area across the Snake River Plain, also in some of the higher terrain of northeastern Utah as well. Something to watch. Some active fires in some of those areas, especially in the Uintas. Looking at smoke impacts, the surface smoke this morning, see most of it piled up in California, a bit of it also lingering in parts of Nevada and southwest Idaho, and on the right-hand side will be the afternoon smoke near the surface. Smoke aloft, again, this morning on the left-hand side at 6,000 feet above ground level, and later this afternoon you see the arc of smoke around the high-pressure system, kind of centered, you can see almost where it's centered across parts of central Nevada, and the smoke in a clockwise fashion being driven northwards across Oregon and then back southwards across parts of western Idaho, eastern Nevada, and parts of western Utah. Otherwise, where you see the white areas will be mostly in the clear. Speaking of clear, no precipitation of significance or lightning the last 24 hours. Initial attack fairly light. New fire starts in the red. Existing or recent fires in the yellow. Open circles indicate current large incidents. In the past 7 days, it has been quite dry on the left, just a trace to 1/10 of an inch of precipitation across far northern areas. Those were the residual effects of the more significant rain they had there about 8 to 12 days ago. You can see most of the area anywhere from 0 to 10% of normal precipitation, and with that dryness we have dried our fuels, our ERCs, driest with record levels in the purple to dark reds here across a good portion of Utah into a fair portion of eastern Nevada, and even up in Idaho and western Wyoming, starting to see 80th to 90th percentiles creeping up. A lot more yellow here in the Payette than a couple of days ago when things were mostly in the green. Our finer 10-hour fuels quite dry, especially south of the Idaho border down into the low single digits and drying rapidly further northwards. Satellite imagery shows that high pressure arc that we talked about with the smoke arcing through here, centered actually further south across California. Clear skies, unseasonably warm temperatures, about 8 to 12 degrees above early October normals. Our tropical system down in the south, some of this moisture may play a role in our forecast later in the period. So let's look at it for this afternoon. Here's the high pressure centered across near Vegas or so, and the dry air mass in those reddish shades indicates very low humidity at the surface all the way up to the mid-levels of the atmosphere. On the right-hand side, our fire potential drying out very rapidly, critical in most areas except for far northern areas up in the higher terrain of Idaho, where they did have precipitation about 8 to 12 days ago, but it'll be drying out rapidly as well. Our humidity, as you can see up there, in the teens, single digits to low teens elsewhere further south. Winds overall fairly light, still a bit of a northerly breeze enhanced by terrain, maybe 10 to 20 miles per hour. You see the dark greens here across parts of Utah, but nothing critical. Now for tomorrow, there'll be a frontal system brushing across our northern areas. You see a bit of a westerly wind gradient. The high pressure kind of shifts over Vegas. There's our tropical system and its moisture there, moving over colder water. So this system itself will fall apart. We'll have to watch what happens with this residual moisture. Dryness levels, notice that eastern Idaho, western Wyoming go into the critically dry brown area. Notice a bit more wind here across the Sierra front, maybe 20 to near 30 miles per hour. We did have a new start in western Nevada yesterday. Have to keep an eye on that. Some gusty winds across parts of Utah. Again, very dry humidity levels. Teens up north, single digits to the south. Not much change on Monday. High pressure still in control. Dryness starts creeping up. We see the northern Sawtooth and the Boise National Forest go into the critically dry area. And with this westerly flow here, it's kind of hard to see, but there is a frontal system coming through. You can see its winds here on the right-hand side across the central and eastern Snake River Plain, 20 to maybe 30 mile per hour gusts. Also off the Wasatch into the Uintas, similar story, otherwise lighter winds further west. Again, very dry humidity levels. No precipitation next 3 days. Further down the road on Tuesday, high pressure in control. Not much change across the area. Notice all PSAs have gone into the critically dry brown area. Fortunately, no strong wind events. There is the residual moisture off the California coast of that tropical system. A deepening trough well offshore. This has the potential at some point to be a season-ending event for maybe Northern California, Pacific Northwest, and maybe northern parts of our area. We'll see. Here's Wednesday. There's that system with the deep moisture. Just some residual moisture with that tropical system down here. We're totally dry. Then we go into Thursday, and then by Friday, notice the residual moisture from that tropical system is actually brushing by Utah at that point, eastern Utah. But this deeper trough, this is a early winter type storm system that's starting to gather strength, and the models are differing in the long range, but they are all kind of agreeing that something big may be happening by the end of the week. The big thing to worry about, of course, ahead of it, you get the strong winds, and we are critically dry, so that'll be something to watch. Now, precipitation, the 7-day total, this is all probably on day 7. Some longer range models are bringing this rainfall a little quicker than the model I just showed, but this is bringing significant rains. Dark green is about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. The blues are 1/2 inch to 1 inch into the northern half of California, and even bleeding into parts of Nevada and into western Idaho. So perhaps beyond 7 days, day 8, day 9, we could see how this precipitation progresses further eastwards. The 8 to 14-day outlook does show wetter than normal conditions across Idaho and into far northern areas of Nevada and Utah. If we get significant wetting rains over a duration of a day or so, that could put things to bed in our northern area, so we'll wait and see how that plays out. Still warmer than normal in the eastern Great Basin, but getting closer to normal as you head further to the northwest. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.